All right, good Thursday evening, everybody. We are watching the beginning of what is going to be a pretty good storm moving through Mississippi over the next 24 to 36 hours. I know the showers out there are light right now, but the coverage, the intensity of the storms will be increasing even before the sun comes up tomorrow, but especially during the day Friday. And I was thinking especially in the afternoon hours when the atmosphere is a little bit more unstable. Of course, we got a cold front moving in from the west, but there's going to be an area of low pressure developing along the front that's going to slow its progress down. That's why the rain could last for a while, and we're not expecting the cooler weather to hit until late Saturday night into Sunday. Right now, just spotty showers from the Delta back through west central Mississippi and into central Louisiana near Alexandria, but watch what happens during the overnight. This is even before the sun comes up. We could see some stronger scattered storms, and that's going to be the case during the day as we go through Friday. Now, notice some breaks in the cloud cover here. That's going to destabilize the atmosphere, and that's why we think the storms are going to be a little bit more intense late afternoon, early evening. Look at this. Moving through. Any of these storms can be severe through about midnight. Now, once we get past midnight tomorrow night, I do think the storms are going to weaken just a little bit. The actual front not coming in until first thing in the morning on your Saturday. Then the storms finally exit to the east in the Pine Belt by midday on your Saturday. Then the clouds break up. But don't expect really to see much of anything in the way of sun until about Sunday. So our weather maker, of course, is our front, but that area of low pressure developing along the front, again, is going to slow its progress down. Plenty of available moisture for this system, and that's going to be reflected in the storms and in the amount of rain that we're going to see between now and early Saturday. Storm fuel, that's the warm, moist air and the southerly winds coming up to meet this cold front, and it's going to be most pronounced along Highway 84 and points south. This is midday on your Friday, and notice that storm fuel is going to be with us through the day Friday. This is midnight going into Saturday, again, primarily along and south of Highway 84, and then everything gets pushed to the east because the front comes in and our winds are going to turn back in from the north. Severe weather threat is going to be a marginal risk through daybreak on your Friday, mostly over the western part of the state, but then it's raised a level to a level 2 out of 5 for all of us, and all modes of severe weather are going to be possible. Strong winds, large hail, tornadoes. I do think at some point during the day Friday, a tornado watch is going to be issued for some parts of Mississippi, and if this lasts for a while, we could even see multiple tornado watches for different parts of the state. So we're going to see a lot of rain as well. Conservatively, I think about 1 to 3 inches. Some spots down around the Pine Belt could get up to about 4 inches of rain. So with that amount of rain in 24 hours, maybe a little bit more than 24 hours, there is going to be a flooding threat, and already a flood watch is in effect for the metro, I-55 points east, and also now it's been extended down towards southwestern Mississippi. So the green shaded area is going to be under a flood watch through the day Friday. Obviously, we're going to have to be weather aware Friday going into early Saturday, but then after that, weather's going to be nice and cool and sunny again, and also, of course, dry starting Sunday. And through next week, we don't see much of anything in the way of rain. So this is going to be it. Friday and early Saturday is when we're going to get most of our rain over the next week or so. Now, out ahead of this system, it is warm, it is muggy, it is breezy. Notice dew points are in the mid-60s. That's really high, and winds coming in from the south at the surface at about 16 miles per hour. With that area of low pressure coming in from the west, as you go up in the atmosphere with height, winds tend to veer around to the southwest and then the west-southwest. Now, changing wind direction and speed with height in the atmosphere, that's called wind shear, and there's going to be plenty of it in Mississippi for tomorrow, and that's why we think those storms are going to be severe and some maybe even tornadic. So we're going to need to be weather aware tonight through the day tomorrow, have multiple ways to receive weather warnings. If you have a NOAA weather radio, leave it in the on position tonight before you go to bed. Also do that for tomorrow night as well, because remember, this is going to last through early Saturday. Chance of rain increasing from 80 to 100% tomorrow, nearly 100%. It's not going to be continuous rain, but it's going to come at us in waves during the day Friday, and I think at some point most of us are going to get rain during the day Friday. So 72, that's going to do it for your high. Remember, the front doesn't really hit until Saturday, so that's why temperatures won't start trending downward until then. But by Sunday, it's cold again. Your highs are going to be in the low 50s and lows below freezing for a couple of days early next week, Monday and Tuesday. And notice next week, mix of sun and clouds, more January-like, lows mostly in the 30s, highs in the 40s and 50s, which is where we should be going into the middle week of January. So it's going to be stormy the next 24 hours, and we've got a plan to be here and cover this situation. So meteorologist Megan Hanna is going to be here tomorrow morning, and then at some point during the day, Roberto and Austin and I are all going to be here. So in case we do have weather warnings, we'll be able to be here and have it covered for you. As always, we want you to download the WJTV News and Weather apps. The Weather app, you get the warnings, and with the News app, you can watch our live continuous coverage if we do happen to go wall-to-wall for a tornado warning at some point. Also, follow us on social media. There you see my handles down there, Facebook and X. It's Ken South WJTV, but search for all of our members of the Storm Team. You can do Storm Team 12, Austin Powell, Megan Hanna, Roberto Zamora, and Gracie Morris, and you'll be able to get the latest there as well. All right, that is going to do it for your weather update tonight. Again, we'll be here all night long, all during the day tomorrow to keep you posted. Until then, make it a safe night.